Tartini was probably the most famous violinist of his own time. The story of the Devil's Trill Sonata, which is the most famous work that has stayed from his compositions, the story goes that in his dream the devil appeared at the end of his bed and challenged him to a kind of a rival playing and competition, and the devil won, of course. And so when he woke up, this piece, which was to become the Devil's Trill Sonata, he claims that he tried to write down note by note what the devil was playing. Tartini said that he was almost to break his violin and stop playing the violin altogether because he could never get into that level of playing that the devil did. There is something interesting about violin and virtuosity, and that was associated with devil and some sort of a satanism almost, one could say, because then later on Paganini was the violinist that people were they were claiming that he is the devil. From this Devil's Trill piece onwards, and maybe before that already, violin has been, and virtuosity in violin playing has been somehow associated with the devil, which is quite a charming thought, I think. When you're playing a virtuosic piece, you really have to take risks, and virtuosity doesn't mean that you just play like a machine, you can get it all right. Virtuosity is how can you get around with the devilishness and the charm of the virtuosity, not just the technical things, but it becomes a whole. So there's something about virtuosity that you need to be somehow possessed to get through all the devilishly difficult things that are involved in this piece. And doing it in front of an audience makes it even more so thrilling, because it's always different than doing it at home with nobody listening to you. I think for all violinists, Vivaldi is the first love that we all discover in music, from the little violin concert. There's so many of them, those beautiful little violin concertos. But this particular four violin concerto it's just very, very well written piece, how he uses all the four voices on it, and then together with a continuo. Playing Baroque music is for a violinist to like coming back home, because we've all started with, when we got over our Twinkle Twinkle, we started to play Vivaldi little concertos, and then we started playing Bach double, and so there's something about Baroque music, it's very accessible for a young musician, and it's also accessible for an audience, and it's great fun to play.